Tonight, turning the dial. Minnesota's governor wants middle and high schoolers back in the classroom, how he intends to do so safely.
And honoring a namesake, a closer look at a prominent figure in the Duluth community who helped pave the way for others.
Plus, an inside look. We go behind the scenes at a local hospital to explain how they're using math to maximize the vaccine rollout.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us tonight. Minnesota's governor says it is time for all students to return to the classroom.
Governor Tim Walz offered new guidance for districts today. He says middle and high schoolers can return to either hybrid or fully in-person learning next week. Elementary students are already learning in person at least part-time. Walz says infection rates are dropping and the number of people getting vaccinated is going up, including nearly 25% of teachers. He says kids need to get back to learning.
The sacrifices that were made by students and parents and teachers and administrators and school boards and everyone across the state, learning continued to happen. But we know that the best learning happens when they're in classrooms and when we're with educators in front of them and they're with their peers.
Walz said he expects all schools to offer students some form of in-person learning by March 8th. Families can still choose to keep their students learning from home.
And with the news of middle and high school students in Minnesota being able to return as early as Monday, we asked some local school districts if they're prepared. CBS3's John Cardinelli spoke with Duluth Superintendent. He's live in the newsroom for us tonight. John, what did he have to say about today's developments?
Tony, John Megas says the news today is exciting for middle and high school students who have not seen a classroom since March of last year. He says the Duluth School District was already going to move those students into in-person hybrid learning on March 8th, so this announcement fits well with their plans. And as far as planning, Megas says teachers are making sure they can provide learning lessons that are engaging while following safety protocols. He also says schools may feel a little different as tape will be placed on the ground to indicate hallway directions and plexiglass will be installed as barriers in some areas of the schools. Assigned seating in the dining areas will also be in place to make contact tracing easier. The governor says all students should be back to hybrid or in-person learning by March 8th. Overall, Megas says he believes the district has a good plan in place to get students back safely by then, as they've been following the state guidelines very closely.
I wouldn't say it's coincidence that our planning aligns with the dates that the governor has announced, and I think that our timeline for doing so, as well as our planning that we put in place already, and what we've learned from having gone through some similar steps with our elementary schools, I think we're going to be very much ready and thrilled to open our doors on March 8th.
Magus says per state guidance, the district is prepared to go back to virtual learning if 5% of students or staff test positive or show symptoms of COVID-19. And coming up tonight at 10, we hear from another Northland superintendent who says he's ready to get all secondary students back in the classroom very soon.
Certainly another significant step in the fight against the coronavirus. John Cardinelli in the newsroom for us tonight. Thanks, John.
500,000 meals. That's the milestone Duluth schools recently hit as distance learning continues for many students during the pandemic. For almost a year now, Duluth Public Schools has distributed bagged meals to make sure everyone has access to food while learning at home. Staff prepared and distributed those meals through pickup and drop-off locations across the city. District leaders say families are grateful for the convenience and they will continue to provide meals as long as the need is there.
We always want to do more because we feel that there are always people out there that maybe don't know about us or they've never needed to use our program before, so they're unsure of what to do, and they don't realize that all you need to do is show up and just say, you know, I have 2 children, or have the children with you, whatever is best for your family, and then just grab the meals and go.
The program is free and available to all students under 18. We have more information, including where to access meals, on our website.
Let's check in on the weather now with Dave. Dave, a soft smattering of snow out there for a few of us right now.
Yeah, and toasty temperatures too, if we're going to go.
All right, I like the alliteration, yeah.
It's a nice break,
yeah.
Although it did start pretty chilly this morning. Some towns went towards 30 below again, but the afternoon high temps got into the double digits above zero in conjunction with a low pressure system that's running along our southern border. That's bringing a little light snow to the head of the lakes right now, and there's a 60% chance your town will taste a little too as we go on through the night. Well, are they getting any of this light snow up towards Virginia? Sure looks like they are. Highway 53 is getting a few spots of snow on it there, and it's probably only going to really be a dusting for most towns. Maybe an inch will come across over towards the snow belt, so really not that much, but could make roads slippery, so travel cautiously tonight and through tomorrow morning. Tomorrow we start at 0 rather than 20 below, and we finish at 15 above. And it's just going to get warmer the next couple of days. We'll talk about the timeline for those temperatures to swing upwards coming up in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. While many 65 and older are still waiting for a COVID-19 vaccine, one Ashland hospital is relying on math to help them check more people off their list. CBS3's Emma Quinn shares more from Ashland County Public Health's vaccine clinic.
65-year-old Ashland resident Joyce Goglin has been patiently waiting for a COVID-19 vaccine.
I was excited. I just want to get back to normal in my life. I want to go see my grandchildren, I want to travel, and I want to get out of my house.
With long waiting lists, Ashland County Public Health and Memorial Medical Center staff are using algorithms to maximize the number of patients who can be seen at the clinic held at the town's high school.
We find out how much vaccine is allocated to us, so then we have to tailor the size of the clinic, the number of volunteers, the amount of resources that we bring to the clinic.
For example, at Wednesday's clinic, there were 210 vaccines with 3 hours to administer them. Using those algorithms, organizers determined a vaccine recipient would need to be seen every 51 seconds.
It was absolutely seamless. There was nothing that was obstructive in any regards.
Organizers say the goal is to make the clinic as easy to navigate as possible.
Sometimes it's difficult for people to walk or difficult for people to sit, so we want to try to meet them where they're at by having a process that's open and available.
Everything was easy.
All of today's vaccine recipients received their first dose. Those recipients were on the Ashland County Public Health vaccine wait list. For more information, you can find a link on our website.
Today, Michigan's governor announced funding is on the way for struggling small businesses. During a COVID-19 news conference, Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer said $52.5 million were given to nearly 6,000 small businesses across the state. The funds come from the Michigan Small Business Survival Grant Program. Whitmer added that in a time like this, the government must step up and take action.
We have an unprecedented opportunity to invest in Michigan. Inaction at this crucial time is unacceptable. So I encourage members of the legislature to work with me in a civil way to give Michigan families, our businesses, our schools, and communities the resources that they need to survive and to succeed.
State health officials say Michigan is trending down in the number of cases reported on a daily basis after a surge this past fall.
A Northland congressman is now a leader on a Washington committee tasked with handling energy and mining issues. Congressman Pete Stauber was appointed ranking member on the House Natural Resources Subcommittee on Energy and Mineral Resources. The group oversees energy production and mining on federal lands. Stauber is a Republican representing Minnesota's 8th congressional district. He says this role will allow him to fight for mining and energy jobs here in the Northland.
In this week's Black History Month series, we're taking a closer look at a prominent African-American Duluth woman.
Marjorie Kelly Wilkins, the namesake of Myers-Wilkins Elementary. CBS3's Leanne Valdez shares how Wilkins has opened many doors for people of color today.
I reference my mom every single day.
Growing up, Alan Wilkins' mom was constantly teaching him life lessons.
It was very important to her to pass on knowledge.
Alan looked up to his mom, Marjorie Kelly Wilkins, and so did many others.
She was just a very special person.
Wilkins was Duluth's first African-American surgical nurse and anesthetist, enduring racism left and right, says Alan.
I really can't imagine what that was like in 1950, dealing with someone that you knew did not like you at all, had no respect for you whatsoever, and making them comfortable enough to be put to sleep by them. That's a special person.
Wilkins' leadership and determination came from her father, says Alan.
Her father was part of the group that founded the NAACP in Duluth, and he was one of the first presidents of the NAACP.
Wilkins later serving as the NAACP president from 1968 through the 70s. She was also a former defense worker, a mechanic in Seattle during World War II for Boeing Aircraft for 2.5 years. Alan says he tries to keep his mother's memory and name alive as much as he can.
None of her siblings had any children.
In the early 2000s, Wilkins was honored for her work by naming an elementary school after her and her good friend, Dr. Ruth Meyer, who was a Native American.
Marjorie Kelly Wilkins died at the age of 69 in 1993.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3 as the Arctic blast moves out of the region. A look at the impact it had on Lake Superior. The details after the break.
Started off pretty chilly around the region this morning, 22 below, for example, at Duluth International. But we rose to the occasion and hit 11 above, warmest in a while. Still below normal, but even that's coming in just a couple of days. And you can see this live shot right now shows some snow hitting Spirit Mountain. Could hit the rest of us overnight tonight. I'll talk about how much we'll try to stick if you'll stick around through this break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 6 with Kristen Bucky, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
The President's Sale at Slumberland. Come on. Slumberland Furniture has the best prices around, and right now everything is an additional 25% off.
Well, hello, Slumberland.
Get your look for less at the huge President's Sale at Slumberland.
Station KBJR Television, Inc., an equal opportunity employer, is dedicated to providing broad outreach regarding job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Organizations that wish to receive our vacancy information should contact Caleb at KBJR Television, Inc. by calling 218-720-9600. If you are interested in launching your career in any of Quincy Media's 16 television markets, apply for our paid Quinternship program by visiting QuincyMediaCareers.com/Quinternships.
At Lift Pro International, we have custom designed and fabricated lifting, weighing, and rigging solutions for more than 40 years. With a worldwide presence and reputation, we need world-class insurance to match. This is why we trust Cindy of Vernon Insurance to make sure we're fully covered no matter where in the world we're doing business.
Protect your home, vehicle, or business, and your peace of mind. Call Cindy at Vernon Insurance today. Let A1 Movers help bridge the gap from your old house to your new home. We have the tools for all of your relocating needs. Big or small, we move them all. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, we help get you where you need to go as safely and efficiently as possible. A1 Movers specializes in making hard work easier, saving you time and your back. To schedule your move, call or visit a1movers.org today.
Tired of the cold? Then shop for your next vehicle during Kerry Toyota's annual indoor used car sale. We're filling the showroom with used vehicles and slashing prices. Every eligible used vehicle at Kerry Toyota comes with a Carfax, quality inspection report, and manufacturer powertrain warranty. Plus, with your used car purchase, receive a Kerry Toyota gift pack, including Tal Pro locator and $200 gift card. Hurry to experience the quality difference during Kerry Toyota's annual indoor used car sale. Voted best car dealer 22 times.
He's thinking new mattress. She's thinking, well, a lot of things. It's okay. Get an extra 25% off our already low Slumberland price. The Sealy Posturepedic mattress on closeout for only $529. Our biggest sale of the year at Slumberland Furniture.
You gotta take it day by day. No one's gonna tell me what I can and cannot do.
Once I start running, I'm not stopping.
Keep moving forward no matter what they say. I've never taken a week off.
My motivation is my son.
That I have, I've worked so hard for.
Is everybody ready to get to work?
A new Tough as Nails. Watch tonight or stream anytime on CBS.
Local news and local weather here on CBS 3. Local news and local weather here on CBS 3.
Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Started cold this morning, but hopefully for the last time for a while. To put off these cold temps another year might be stretching it, but I think the next week we'll be avoiding temperatures going towards 30 below. And the folks in Ely yet again hit 33 below this morning, and a lot of towns were pretty close behind. Hibbing or International Falls, upper 20s below, lower 20s below in Grand Rapids, mid 20s below for Moose Lake. Teens to mid-20s below in northwestern Wisconsin, 18 below in Ashland to 24 below for Hayward, and 25 degrees below zero very uniformly, it seems, across the Upper Peninsula. Well, tomorrow morning's lows may get towards 10 below inland Minnesota, but the rest of us could bottom out at a basking, not brisk, a warm 0 or so, even above 0 towards the UP. Now, we talk about the current conditions at Duluth International. It's 10 above still. Relative humidity is 80% with an east-southeast wind. It's going 6 miles per hour on the slower side this time around, and so there are no wind chill advisories for anybody tonight. We'll take a break from that. Current temps, lower teens in the Upper Peninsula, and it looks like 13 to 14 in northwestern Wisconsin. So if your town's not one, it's probably the other. Taking a look at Minnesota, because of a slightly bigger chunk of territory, it's a slightly wider range, going from 7 in Bemidji and Big Fork to 8 degrees in Hibbing to 10 in Silver Bay, 17 right by the lake in Grand Marais, and the rest of us are in between. Like I mentioned, lows tonight could be around 0 by the lake and 10 below farther inland towards places like Hibbing and International Falls. Well, we had that Arctic high pressure in charge for 10 days. It's withdrawing to the north and moving off to the east, allowing a low pressure system to push clouds into our region and kick out these light snow showers that we're seeing. And they probably will stay light through tomorrow morning as that low rides along the Iowa border and out of our picture. Then entering our picture tomorrow afternoon will be a high. That'll bring us dry conditions by Friday, and sunshine comes back. But the cold won't come back because this is not an Arctic high. It's much more benign and benevolent, and it's going to actually help bring temperatures up for the weekend into the 20s. Now, how much snow are we going to get tonight and tomorrow? Probably not that much. Trace to about an inch, inch and a half. Trace towards Minnesota, inch and a half in the snow belt. Tonight, Minnesota low temperatures will run the range of 10 below inland to maybe even 5 above right by the lake. 60% chance for this light snow business, just in case you haven't seen it yet. Wisconsin, Michigan low temps, 1 to 3 above. For some towns, 0 in Superior. Then tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan highs, mid to upper teens. 20% chance for morning flurries. Minnesotans get those flurries as well with highs from 12 to 17. And with the extended forecast, we'll go to 20 on Saturday, 30 on Sunday, and stay in the 30s from Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday.
Thanks, Dave. Our freezing weather has made a big impact on Lake Superior's ice conditions. You'll remember just 8 days ago, 26 anglers were rescued when a huge ice sheet broke off from the Duluth shoreline. Since then, NOAA reports ice on the Big Lake has increased 25%. Today, anglers were back out in full force. We tagged along with an ice fishing guide to check the thickness. Jared Houston says there's about 8 inches, and he says it's enough to fish on, but there are still dangers when heading out there.
You know, it's not the thickness of the ice that matters so much as it is the wind and the wind direction, right? And current plays a little bit to do with that too, but again, you should spud your way out every time you come. You should check ice for yourself and not rely on other people's, placement of where they're at and doing this and that. You should check ice yourself and be very careful.
He says, as always, no ice is ever completely safe to walk on. He says if you do go out on the lake, know the weather conditions and have the proper equipment. Tonight at 10, we hear more from Houston and talk to an angler who was fishing this morning.
We're learning more about the decision to shut down Duluth's Lester Park Golf Course after the 2023 season. Duluth city officials announced the decision Tuesday night, citing financial concerns with operating both Lester and Enger golf courses. We're told both courses need significant improvements and they can't afford to make fixes at both. City spokespeople say they're keeping Enger open because it's the more popular course and it's more centrally located.
Expect and are not asking for support or applause for this decision. We are asking golfers to accept the necessity to do this in order to save public golf at Enger Park.
Lester closed due to COVID-19 in 2020 and will stay closed this year as well as next. The city hopes to reopen Lester for a final season in 2023 while they make improvements to Enger. They're still considering selling a portion of Lester for residential housing. Meanwhile, Friends of Duluth Public Golf, a group that has tried to save both courses, says they're devastated by the news. In a statement, a spokesperson said they did not get what they wanted, adding that public golf in Duluth has been uncertain for some time, and they hope to have its future solidified.
Coming up in sports, UMD men's hockey with a quick turnaround in action tomorrow night. Kelly's in next with a preview.
Wash your hands. Wear a mask.
Mantén distancia.
Stay home when you're sick.
Slow the spread.
We can do this together.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
For a limited time at Home Sleep Express, get a king-size mattress for the price of a queen. This Luxuria King mattress is now just $549, plus 0% interest until 2024. King for the price of a queen at Home Sleep Express.
We're working hard to provide you with an improved DTA experience. With the Transit app, see your route in real time, get notifications, plan your trip, and more in one convenient place. And that's just one way we're building a better DTA.
Lake Superior College is nationally recognized for quality and affordability, offering over 90 programs including career, technical, and general studies for transfer. At LSC, you can start here, save thousands. Apply for free at lsc.edu.
The new Kubota LX Series, built with comfort and versatility to outlast any job on the list. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
At Super One Foods, we're dedicated to delivering the best products to your family's table. Our fresh, never frozen, and hand-breaded deli chicken is made every day with the best ingredients, including our signature breading. While you visit, choose from dozens of delicious sides to accompany your meal. And don't forget about our amazing selection in our bakery. We offer fresh baked breads, rolls, and desserts fit for any occasion. You'll find quality, convenience, and craftsmanship at Super One Foods, every day delivering low prices and better choices.
Greg ended up being a fantastic candidate for a partial knee replacement. We have the advantage here at Memorial Medical Center to use Corey, which is a robotic platform for doing knee replacement. In Greg's case, the system allows us to go in, we do a 3D mapping of his actual knee. Then we can do a simulated knee replacement where we can change the size of the components, the type of component that we're going to put in. We can change the position of the components in ½ millimeter increment and ½ a degree. It gives us a level of input and information that we never had before.
Working outside in the cold, Northwest Outlet is your winter headquarters for warm clothing in sizes up to 4X from Carhartt and Ariat, including FR Clothing. Northwest Outlet carries insulated coats, jackets and bibs, fleece and flannel lined jeans. Get warm pullovers and hoodies and high-vis clothing, along with a huge selection of long underwear. Northwest Outlet says keep your feet warm and comfortable with brand names like Rocky, Danner, Baffin, Georgia, Carhartt, and Keen. Plus, they have socks galore. Northwest Outlet, it's the only place to shop for your winter outdoor clothing. Superior.
Questions about the COVID-19 vaccine? Now there's an information center to provide the details you need. Get local vaccine information and the latest from the CDC, all at CBS3Duluth.com. When it matters most, turn to live, local CBS3.
Now for a limited time at Home Furniture, you can get a king-size bedroom suite for the price of a queen. Like this king bedroom suite, now just $17.99. Plus 0% interest financing until 2024 and free shipping. King comfort, queen price at Home Furniture.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
It's Wednesday evening, and as of this moment in time, we're about 24 hours or so from a drop, because why not? It's 2021. The Bulldogs face Colorado College tomorrow night in a makeup game in this season of postponed and rescheduled games. Biggest aspect of this one may not be the opponent in CC, especially since every team is to be feared in the NCHC, but rather the quick turnaround. UMD is pretty much thankful for the chance to play so soon after a rather dismal pair of games out in Kalamazoo against Western Michigan this past weekend.
I'm glad we're playing, obviously, instead of having the bye weekend. That would have probably made the next 2 weeks more miserable. We're at our best. We're a hard team to play. We got to get back to that. Yeah, I mean, it's one game at a time here. It's got to be that mentality, because after these 3 games, that's what it is, for the rest of the year. And with our playoffs, and if you're lucky and fortunate to get to the NCAA, they're all one-game shots.
Quick turnaround indeed. It's a rematch of that game that was postponed from the pod. Colorado College UMD. That game is scheduled for My 9 Sports at 6 p.m. Meanwhile, it has been 18 days and counting since we last saw the UMD women's hockey team take the ice for a regular season game. That, of course, is because of COVID concerns. The team was supposed to have the first of a back-to-back weekend of games with Mankato starting this past weekend. They're finally getting the green light for puck drop on Saturday and Sunday.
Not having a routine, you know, for elite athletes like these guys on the call, not having a routine can be challenging, but because we've been dealing with it all year, I think they're better conditioned for it. And I know how excited they are to play. I know how much they understand, you know, what's on the line. Like I said, just putting on the jersey and playing somebody other than ourselves is enough to motivate these guys to be ready to go.
UMD back in action this weekend after having that series halted due to COVID issues within the Mankato program. Saturday's game will be on the CW network. Sundays is on Minds 9 Sports. Puck drop both days is at 3 p.m. And it's the final weekend of the regular season for UMD women's basketball as well. There is a big prize on the line for the Dogs. They have a chance to repeat as NSIC North Division champs. They're a perfect 8-0 right now, but have saved the best for last. UMD will host St. Cloud State, the team that's beat them in last year's NSIC championship game. As long as both games are played, the Bulldogs only have to win one game to clinch the division title. You can bet they're fired up at another chance to beat the Huskies.
We definitely have unfinished business with St. Cloud, but I think our whole team has been waiting for this game all year. Like, we're ready to settle this business, and we know it's going to be a defensive battle, but I think we're ready for it.
We have an experienced team right now, and so that's helped us get to the place that we are a little bit quicker than I think if we were all freshmen and sophomores right now. And so I think we're in a really good position, and thankfully everybody in our team is really motivated.
UMD also one of 4 NSIC teams in the latest NCAA regional rankings, meaning they're under consideration for an at-large spot in the NCAA tournament. That's going to do it for sports for now. We'll have more coming back up here tonight at 10. For now, Chris and Tony, I'll send it back to you.
Tony, I know you and our producer, Kaden, are just giddy about this story. NASA's $2.4 billion Perseverance rover will plunge into Mars' atmosphere and land on the red planet tomorrow.
Yeah, space is my favorite. Scientists behind the mission call the atmospheric entry and landing 7 minutes of terror as they wait for the rocket-powered touchdown. The rover will collect rock and soil samples extracted and collected by a drill at the end of a 7-foot-long robot arm. The samples will then be left in caches on the surface for retrieval by another NASA rover later this decade. That rover will be shot into orbit atop a small rocket and then be ferried back to Earth by a European spacecraft for laboratory analyses.
I thought our automated cameras were high tech.
Yeah. Trying to get a live shot out of Hibbing. Yes. That takes some high tech by our standards.
Yes, it does. Dave, some sunshine on the forecast.
Yeah, and some warmer temperatures for Hibbing, where it was close to 30 below again this morning. 15 above tomorrow with a 20% chance for morning flurries. Then we go to 30 by Sunday.
Thanks for joining us.